Pretty buck, man.
Sure is.
Congrats, man. Just an awesome afternoon. That's a big one. Nervous and cold, that ain't a good combination. It's pretty awesome. I want to go far off. That is a big old mature buck. This episode is powered by J.B. Clark Oil Company.
December 1st. I just got in the stand. It's 4:45. I flew straight in from work. We got a big cold front. It got down to mid-30s last night. And it's going to be even colder tonight. So this is my first sit in about a week or so. Between Thanksgiving and just family events. I ain't had a whole lot of time to get in the woods. So I'm here now. I'm excited. I got this big buck on camera right here. He's a mature deer, but he's got 4 on one side and then just a monster spike on the other side. He's been pretty regular last couple afternoons. So I'm set up on him. Let's see if he's done the same. Let's see if he does the same thing as he has the last couple afternoons. Give me a crack at him. Josh is set up. He's not far from where I'm at, but he's got his eyes on a good 8-pointer. He feels like he's got a bead on where he's living at. So beautiful afternoon. Finally, some cold weather. I know these deer are up on their feet. So I'm gonna get in, sit tight, and see what happens.
This episode is brought to you by Reveal Cell Cameras. Bipolar Broadheads. 3 choices, 1 devastating result. Expedition Archery and Victory Archery.
Well, I tell you what, that's one of the wildest hunts I've ever been on. See if I can get squared away right here. One of my hit list bucks come in with plenty of daylight. I got some good footage of him, and he wouldn't get any closer than 50 yards, and I didn't feel comfortable making the shot. He come in tending that doe. Now, you may be able to hear it on the camera, but that doe come in and she grunted a few times, and she came to the corn pile, and he just tended her. He stayed right there. He was not interested in the corn pile, but he was definitely interested in her. And that little scrub buck come in and kind of nudged her out, and she ran out the back, and he never got any closer than 50 yards. And this was just wild, man. This doe and a yearling come in probably 30 minutes after they got out, and I mean, I went to sit to shoot a doe. I mean, simple as that. And when she came in, she I mean, I wrestled with the idea, about shooting her just because I'd seen that good buck, but obviously I went with the latter, and she came in. I got drawn, started getting a little spooky, and you'll see on one of these episodes here that I had a doe drop my arrow, so my thought process was aim low and hope for the best, and just in case she was gonna spook and drop out. And she I let her ride. She had done made it about 34, so I was shooting about 30, 32, and I thought I whiffed. I mean, I thought I flat out missed, and I played it back probably 15 times, and like I was like, well, maybe I nicked her, and then I slow-moed it, and I could see where I'd hit a small portion of her belly, and I was like, well, that's not going to be a lethal hit. So I get out of my blind, and I go check, and I mean, I'm distraught, I'm mad, I'm just upset that I whiffed again, and get over my arrow, and it's drenched, and I'm like, well, maybe it's a flesh wound. And then I start blood trailing, and that was everything but a flesh wound. But you can see, let's see, I'm gonna try to move all this stuff. Went in right there, right where I thought, but I thought it just may have skinned her belly, and it came down and just ate her up, man. I mean, just absolutely ate her up. That old bipolar it did a number on her, and she just couldn't hang. She probably made it. She may have made it, I don't know, 50 yards, if that. And like I said, I initially just thought about coming back and getting some dogs and maybe tracking her. But like I said, probably 20 yards in, I mean, I'm finding huge piles of blood. But anyway, I got a birthday party to get to. This was unexpected, so I'm going to get this sucker down to Po Boys. It's good to be back on the board. Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for joining in. We'll catch y'all next time.
All right, what's up, everybody? It is December 26th. It's the day after Christmas. Me and my wife just had our first baby, so I haven't been hunting in a couple weeks, and it feels good to get back in the stand. I'm overlooking a big food plot me and Blake planted back in October, and the deer have just hammered it. I mean, it's all the way down to the dirt. But I got 2 good bucks coming in here. One of them's been coming in daylight a lot. He's not a giant buck, but he's a decent buck. And I'm gonna pop him if he comes in here. And then I got one old deer, and he's got an awesome looking rag. Just a real cool looking buck. But it's real cold tonight. It's gonna be 30 at dark, so I got high hopes to see a lot of deer. This food plot's been full of deer every single night, so maybe we can make something happen. We'll see. Down right there. Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm sorry I didn't get the shot on camera, but he saw me. I tried to turn the camera around. I shot him and he didn't go 15 yards and fell over dead right there. Y'all, this is one of my last hunts of the season. That's not the biggest deer I've ever killed, but he's a nice buck. I'm sorry my camera's trying to focus. Man, yo, this is one of my last hunts of the season. Me and my wife had a kid, so I'm gonna have to stay at home with the newborn. And I'm right here in town. I don't manage this property. I had a decent buck come in, and I said, whatever comes in today, if it looks okay, I'm gonna bust it. And dude, I'm shaking. I just tagged out in Georgia. That's a fine buck, and I'm sorry I didn't get the shot on camera. You probably heard it hit him. He went about 15 yards and fell dead right there. Oh my goodness. Nice buck. Nice buck. I told you he ain't no monster by any stretch of the imagination, but man, he's a pretty buck. Shot him quartered away. I think he's a 7-point. Big old body joker. Stinks. Man, that's so cool. Alright, I got my dad to come help. I'm in my wife's car. It's the day after Christmas. In my wife's car, so I didn't have a rack or anything. My truck's getting worked on. This nice buck come in, and this is probably my last hunt of the year. I busted him. Pretty buck. Alright, well, I want to thank my dad first for coming to help me load him up, but I mean, had a couple does come in this afternoon. It was real cold. I had a few decent bucks coming in here, and I don't manage this place by any means. It's just a small little tract of land I got in town. And this nice buck come in, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna bust him. So I shot him, and he didn't go 10 yards, as y'all see on the camera. And like I said, not a monster by any means, but just a nice buck, and gonna be some fine eating. This episode is brought to you by Tactacam, Antler Extreme Supplemental Deer Feed, Element Outdoors, Buckmaker, your premium food plot seed, and Roach Farm and Garden.